Hi, it's Susie from Pink Diamond Guide. I just wanted to stop by and do an energy update for twin flames, and particularly for those who are in separation and really suffering right now. So if that's you, I wanted to let you know we see you as there's a lot of information out there on YouTube and updates saying, oh, these unions are coming online. Yes, there are unions coming online. It's really exciting and hopeful and wonderful. But twins, these unions happen in waves, and if it's not your wave coming online, then I'm reading specifically for you. If you're knee deep in the pain right now and you just can't see your way forward, and it feels like over the past couple of days, the last week or so, that it's just intensified, you're having heightened episodes of telepathy or heightened episodes of that pulling sensation, then I'm trying to keep my finger on the pulse of the energy and how it's affecting you. And we've just been through the 7-7 portal, which again might have led to really vivid dreams or information that is set to help you ascend. So we'll have a bit of a look at what's the energy on the back of that 7-7 portal, and we'll see what we've got for you. So I'm going to read from the perspective of the divine feminine, and then we'll look at some cards and the energy over the divine masculine, draw a few divine love oracle cards, and see if we can't give you a bit of insight into what's playing out around you right now. What have we got? We've got the Ace of Wands, we've got the Four of Wands, we've got the Star. Look at that, see? I'm not surprised to see this come out. We've got the Three of Wands, the Hermit, and we've got the Six of Cups. This Hermit's been coming out a fair bit for you, hasn't it, divine feminine? Some, time to sort of reflect and work through what's going on. But we'll get to that. I'm just not surprised to see it here. What have we got at the bottom of the deck? Oh, yeah, look. Oh, there's the Ten of Cups too. If we go, I've gone 6 layers deep there. So the bottom of the deck for me is setting the tone of what Spirit's trying to push forward, what the energy is in the room around you. So let's have a bit of a look. We've got the Sun come through at the bottom there. Now the Sun, look at this, see? You're feeling this. You're feeling this abundance. You're feeling this push from the universe to get you to a better place. And look at that couple on there. See that? That divine couple living the life, that joy, that abundance, that beautiful day in the sunshine that we know that twin flames, they promise harmonious unions, and the universe is trying to set the stage for you to bring those harmonious unions forward. But what have we got right now? The Queen of Swords. So any communication that's coming through right now might be a little bit cold, a little bit lacking in emotion, a little bit sensitive. That is if you are receiving communication at all. So if you are, it might be underdone, or it might be lacking true sentiment and true emotion. So it might leave you feeling a little bit wanting, and the universe is going, we see you. We see that you're not getting the comfort that you deserve right now, and it's in line. We see, we know. We've got the energy of the Tower. So things around you might feel like they're breaking down. They might feel like they're breaking down to break through. This lack of communication, or this icy cold communication, might be having you feeling as though everything's falling apart and like you can't actually stand up in your connections. And but the universe tells us the Tower's not anything to be afraid of. The Tower is there as things break down. Look, once all those bricks hit the bottom and you turn around and you get past the moment of pain, then you start to rebuild. You start to rebuild, and you use, the new structure will be stronger than the previous structure. It will be able to withstand the storm. So the Tower is there, but, I'm never afraid when I see the Tower, because I know that there's a new level of learning to follow. See, look at this, the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is that slow and steady progress. That knight, he continues doggedly forward because he knows that if he continues to make progress, no matter how small that progress is, eventually he'll get to his destination of being in harmonious union. So the universe is saying, keep pushing. They're setting the stage for you to keep pushing. Also, we see the Five of Cups. Now it's challenging energy, and I know there's a lot of divine feminine really feeling this Five of Cups energy right now, really feeling the distance in between, and wanting to just turn around and say, come on, can't we heal these connections? Can't we get them back online? Can't we get them back together? But what I want to show you is a really interesting sequence. Is you've got the Six of Wands following that. So what the universe and the divine actually needs you to create right now is a void. The universe actually creates its next chapter for you out of the void. And it is in keeping your focus on you. Yes, you're going through pain. Yes, you're going through suffering. Yes, you're going through lessons. Yes, you're going through a lot. And you've got this other character over here who's not engaging with you, and it's reinforcing this message. The universe actually goes, right now, that is success. That is how you're going to create success. Leave the void in between. It is from the void that the universe creates. And I've given this analogy before. Without the void, the feminine, if she's facing the masculine and always chasing, this void in between is always filled with her energy. So she fills the gap in between. There's nothing there to be created because the universe creates from a void. That's science. That's not just me pulling something out of nowhere. That's what science tells us about the quantum field, is that out of the void is where things are created. So what we want is success out of that space where it's like where you have the void in between. If that doesn't exist, this character won't turn around and they won't do what they need to do to have success in these unions. So that's actually a really encouraging message. Even though the Five of Cups is a really difficult card, to have it sitting side by side with the Six of Wands says we want the voids to be in place because what we're trying to push through is harmonious unions. Okay, that's from the bottom of the deck. What have we got? The push right here, right now for you is to try and find a new level of passion. So we've had cycles playing out, and what the universe is saying is that this next cycle that's playing out is trying to find something to be passionate about. So if all you've got to focus on is this struggle that you're feeling, that emotion will actually fill the gap, right? So you won't actually have a void with which to create your new harmonious union from. What this is saying is, what can you push your passions into? What are you going to lead with in this new cycle? My suggestion, and it's like Spirit suggesting it too, is that your new passion or your number one focus, if you are knee deep in separation with no contact right now, is being in your own world, focusing on you. Keep the light out, absolutely care about your twin, the whole box and dice, but make your number one passion about you and mastering where you're headed, where you needed to go, and the vibration that you need to align with to bring harmonious union into your realm. What are you showing? You've got the Four of Wands, and we love this in Twin Flame Land, don't we? We love the Four of Wands. We've got that 11-11 with the way the wands are set up, and we've got this happy couple here celebrating union, celebrating a level of coming together and having stable, harmonious connections. So what are you showing the world? Like, is that you want this. You're showing the world, I want a stable, harmonious connection with my twin flame. How are you going to get there? Get passionate about you. That's this is how I'm reading this particular sequence. How do I get this? This is the push from the universe. I'm letting people know I want this. How do I get there? I focus on me. So it's not to forget. Like I see comments up on Facebook and with different people that I connect with going, how do I stop thinking about my connection? And I'm going, who said you have to stop thinking about it? You can keep your connection in the back of your mind for, it's not going to stop you coming into union if you continue to have warm, loving thoughts and hopes for harmonious union. That's not what stops unions coming about. I know you get told, you have to forget him, you have to move on, you have to. I'm saying it's okay to continue to focus on harmonious union, but the kicker is focusing on what you need to do. Like, to bring this about is the kicker is to get into this mode where your number one passion is mastery and ascension. Mastery and ascension is understanding twin flame journeys and knowing that the likely outcome for you doing the work that you need to do is a harmonious union. So I don't prescribe to the fact that you have to forget about your twin or never think about them, never hold harmonious union as a thought that exists in your mind. I'm definitely of the opinion that you have to find a balanced place to do it. You don't want to be obsessively stalking day and night, wondering where they're going, what they're doing, who are they sleeping with. You know, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm not saying like avoid the obsession and the chaser energy, but keep in mind what your goal is. Keep in mind that you want harmonious union. How are you going to get there? You're going to work on you. Okay, I hope that's making sense how I'm presenting it. So it's not to say forget about them, never think about them, but if they come into your mind, if it pops into your dreams, don't spend your time obsessing. What does it mean? Go, yeah, my goal is harmonious union. It's right that that comes into my forethoughts. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I hope it's resonating. What have we got in our soul space? We've got the star. I love this for you because what did I just say? I want you to be your center of attention, right? Want you to be your center of attention. Now, the star also brings with it a lot of hope for the future, a lot of hope for where you're heading. And it is a beautiful connection with you and the divine, the all that is. So it's looking up and going, divine, guide me. I need your wisdom. I need your support. I need you and me to be working together in a day-to-day way. And let it light up your soul space. The star is full of hope. And it says, you are your number one focus. What are you passionate about? You're passionate about you being in the spotlight and your soul space being lit up. What are you having a challenge with? To make you the focus. Do you like how that plays out? I really do, because I know how tough it is when you get stuck in the pain and you get stuck in the what are they doing, why aren't they here, the am I not worthy, am I not lovable, all of the tough questions. So here the universe is saying, I want you to be the superstar, make you the focus. And here the challenge says, that's you. If that's the Ace of Wands, see that one there, and we say here's the Ace of Wands, and you've gone, all right, I'll leave those two behind, I'm just going to focus on this, and it shows up in your challenge position. So I see you, divine feminine. I know what I'm suggesting is not easy. It sounds simple, but I know it's not easy. The advice from spirit is the hermit, right? Again, it's a repeating message, to take that time for you. Time in the cave. You don't forget the world. You don't stop caring about living. You don't stop caring about life. You want people to still see that you're alive and well and functioning. You want them to know that you're led by the divine. You want the divine to know that you're open to receiving information. But the hermit is on a very personal journey. And it's not one that you let everybody into. It's not like you go around broadcasting to everybody that you need to ascend for the purpose of the mission of the planet, though you can if you want to. But this is something to reflect on and go, how is this twin flame journey setting me up on my soul path for ascension? Now, what I want to make clear is that every single person on this planet is on a soul path of ascension. If you're resonating with the twin flame journey, this is just how it's manifested for you in the version of you that has showed up on the planet, is you are aligned with the twin flame journey for the purpose of ascension, with all that entails. Okay, so when you go into that hermit's cave, it is about your soul, your journey of ascension for your soul. It doesn't mean that you have to cut off everyone and everything that sort of crosses your path. What it means is that this is you time to figure out who you are, where you're going, and what the path ahead is all about for you. What is the likely outcome of taking this big journey? Look at this. So we can look at this in a couple of ways. The Six of Cups is revisiting the past. It can be looking into past lives. It can be looking into children, inner child, what your relationship to the past has been. Can be the past coming back around, which is super interesting for twin flames, isn't it? The past coming back around after doing a whole bunch of ascension and holding your divine union as your purpose and your reason. Look here too. Look in the background here, reflecting on the cups is also another path of ascension. All right, see the stairs in the background, and they're leading up. And here we have a representation of the sun, which is some level of abundance. So this person here is spending their time just looking back over the past and using what they learn and what they grow out of to continue their path of ascension. They're just taking a moment to stop and reflect on the past. Could the past be coming back around? I think we'll dig a little deeper and see if there's more messages there. But over and above that, like, this is a message about you, Divine Feminine, and keeping your, like, this idea that you have to forget your twin is very different to the idea of coming into surrender of who your twin is and why separations happen on this path. Some twins are lucky. It's rare. It's rare. Some twins are lucky enough not to have to go through runners and chasers and separations to have their ascension path highlighted for them. But the bulk of twins have to know that these divine connections are hard to hold. When you come against them, they trigger lessons and they are hard to hold. So it's not to forget that you ever met this person, but the kicker is to know that if you want to hold the connection, you are the key. Not whether or not they're dating somebody else, or whether they've moved around the corner, or whether they're ready to receive a message. The kicker is, are you ready to hold it? And if you can't get to that point where that's the number one question that you're asking, am I ready to hold the connection? Because the work you do affects them. And look, dive into quantum mechanics and they'll explain particle theory and how you put pressure on one particle over here on a split particle, and the one that's sitting like there's like 13 miles apart or something, they applied pressure on this particle and this one reacted. So science is telling us the theory behind why one twin might have pressure applied on it one way and the other twin is affected. Like, it's not fluff and nonsense. This stuff is happening. How do these divine unions come about? Work on you. By default, you will lift the connection. Sorry that I'm bouncing them around so much. I'm getting excited by vibration and frequency, and these connections, they're real, and I'm excited to see that the next wave is really coming into line. And there are unions coming online for that particular wave, but the next wave has got people knee deep in separation. And I want to encourage that the key to unlocking the next part of your journey really is you. It's you first and foremost, and the rest follows. Okay, let's have a bit of a look at the energies around the divine masculine and see what is after this. The 7-7 portal, the 7-7 portal, and we've had a bunch of other astrological influences playing out that have been really pivotal. But the 7-7 portal really encourages spiritual ascension. So let's see if it's had an impact on our divine masculines, because it looks like the impact for the divine feminines is more work, more ascension, more focus on you. What have we? Oh, look at that, divine masculine, straight up, the 2 of Cups. What have we got? The King of Wands. We have got the 5 of Swords. We've got the Page of Wands. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've drawn this a bit for divine masculine lately. What have we got at the bottom of the deck? We've got the 2 of Wands, the 8 of Wands, Page of Pentacles. That's as far as I feel like I want to go. Page of Pentacles. Look at this. Look at this. The Page of Pentacles. Oh, my talk is terrible, isn't it? I keep tripping over my words because I'm excited. Page of Pentacles, right? Getting to work. But it's right at the start line, right? It's like choosing a course of study or choosing something to learn and taking that first baby step towards learning and growing in something that they want to be focused on. But here we've got the 8 of Wands, which is bold and decisive action, can represent communication. But here, if you receive communication under Page of Pentacles energy, it is still going to be underdone. So some of you might be receiving communication, but I would suggest it would be breadcrumbs, and it wouldn't be the kind of communication that really induced union or harmonious union. It feels to me like if it came back around right now, this is for that particular wave. So this is not those who are at that harmonious union stage. These are the ones knee deep in separation and no contact. So this is the masculine is being pushed by the universe to start making steps in the right direction of study or learning. Here there's fast decisive action, so they might be researching things on the internet. So this is fast-paced information and the arrows are in the air, so action is underway. It's moving. It started and it's moving forward. And then here again we've got the divine masculine. Here we've got wand, 2 wands, and here look, he selected a wand. What have you done over here? You've got a you got the ace of wands. So it's like he selected a wand, you selected a wand, it's you, he selected a wand, and I'm going to say he selected one that's going to put him on a pathway of ascension. See where he stands at the bottom of this step, moving towards ascending. Okay, so I see this when it comes through in these particular sequences. I see it as standing at the foothold of ascension. Now 2 of wands can mean a bunch of other things. Naturally, it can mean standing at a crossroads. It can mean travel on some part. Look, he's holding the world and he's decided to travel somewhere. It could mean, depending on where you sit in the cycle, it could mean a bunch of different things. But how I'm reading it, I asked the question about the 7-7 energies, which is about a level of ascension, and Spirit tells us I've set the room, or I've set the tone for the divine masculine to be learning, to find his course of study and for it to happen rather quickly. And over here to go, I have chosen my way and I am at the foothills of ascension. I'm at the base level. I'm here. I'm at the start line. Okay, over here, what is the push from the universe? Soulmates. Look at this, a balanced, even exchange, sharing energy that is combined and balanced, a fair and equal exchange from the divine masculine to feminine. Do they know how to do that yet? I'm going to say no, because what do we have? The page. But what are they putting upon the divine masculine? If this is setting the tone, if this is setting the room, what is being put upon them that they can really feel is some level of soulmate connection that they're aware of, and then they're going to get to work on doing the lessons that they need to learn to move them into more harmonious connections. What are they showing the world right now? Does this surprise you? King of Wands. So somebody who's really, look, you know, it's kind of like reflecting again here. Look, King of Wands. I've chosen my way. I've chosen my path. I always see the King of Wands as being like a super creative, naturally, super, you know, the passions and desires, all of those things that come with the King of Wands. But he's also a very confident character, bit charming, bit even Lothario-like if he's in his full swing. But he would be somebody who would inspire people or lead people and be something of a visionary. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if divine masculine has a sniff of something new, right? A sniff of something new. Here it is. I've got a sniff of something new. I'm going to chase it. It's on my heart. Something to do with romance and love and soulmates. I've got a sniff of what it is, and I know everything there is to know. I'm confident. I'm a leader. I'm a visionary. I can push down this path. Feels a little bit like there's, I don't know, I'm picking it up as a little bit cocky almost. He could even be picking up on this energy because you've really pushed into this Ace of Wands. And look, he's hanging on to this one wand again here. So we go soulmates. Divine feminine, you've got very, very serious about looking after you, getting passionate about who you are, and this King of Wands is hanging on to an Ace of Wands. I feel that connection. I hope that makes sense. So might have had a sniff of information, could even have a sniff of information about you that you're not aware of. He could have been doing a little bit of sneaky stalking perhaps, and found something out, and feels a little bit cocky, a little bit confident, and maybe showing the world that he's way more in control than what I believe he is, because look what's going on here. All right, King of Wands, very cocky, very in control, bit of a visionary leader. But what's going on in his soul space? This victory has come at a cost. He might be feeling like, oh, I've swung my swords and I've cut people out and I've sorted my stuff. Here's this big body of water behind him, which is like spirit. He's still got his back turned to that big body of water. And in between him, look at all the people he's hurt or taken down or taken their swords off, not communicated with, but instead is having a victory, thinking that, you know, I've had a victory, but it's come at a cost. It's come at I'm disconnected from spirit. I've lost something in my soul space on my way to feeling like I've got this victory, showing people I've got a victory. But what have I lost? What have I lost in my soul space, in you know, my connection to the divine, or even in connection to my divine counterpart, to feel like I'm victorious this way? What's his challenge? Again, do you see this? Like, it's pretty consistent message. I keep seeing this Ace of Wands across the reading. What's his challenge? If the Page of Wands is, you know, he's chosen this path, and let's face it, pages are at the foothills. See, there's our little hills. They're at the foothills of an adventure. And if a page is all about creativity and visionary and passion, I'm seeing this because in the first part of our reading, I called you the Ace of Wands. Look at this. I called you the Ace of Wands. And here, in the challenge position, we've got this page who doesn't quite know what to do. It's in the challenge. Already, it's immature at the foothills of a journey, but I'm holding on to this one wand, is how I'm reading it. And I know the Page of Wands has more extended readings and whatnot, but let's read it as a full story. Let's look at the energies playing out. We're looking at a 7-7. What wake-up calls have you had? How has spirit ascended you? How has spirit pushed you, divine masculine? It's pushed you to go, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with my Ace of Wands. And I called you the Ace of Wands. Now, I've been reading over the past couple of days. He's struggling with the energy of the Empress, or he's struggling of where to put you in the reading. Now he's struggling to know what to do, that you're pushing out on a path that doesn't include him. What are you creating? See this? When you push out on a path that's all about you, and you don't turn back and fill that gap between you two with all of the thinking and the obsessing and the worrying and the stressing about what he's doing, when you turn it onto you, guess what he feels? He feels the pull. He goes, you're like, my challenge is to keep focusing on me when I know there's other things to worry about. Where is he? What is he doing? So on and so forth. You get really, really focused. His challenge becomes, what do I do with the fact that my divine feminine is just focusing on her and her journey? Her journey, look at this, the journey into abundance and enlightenment. Where did you go? How do I deal with this? I'm at the foothills. I don't know what to do. Interesting turn of events. So what has he got in the advice from Spirit? Look at this. Independent miss here. The 9 of Pentacles is the big message of being strong and feminine and independent and having everything you need. Now, I love the analogy that the 9 of Pentacles, and I've heard it from a couple of readers, and I'm borrowing it absolutely because it's so on point, that the 9 of Pentacles in this energy, you can have everything that you want in a worldly way and feel like you've got it all happening, but the goal is to get to the 10 of Pentacles. And what is the one pentacle they don't have? You. They don't have their twin flame in their life, or their divine counterpart in their life. So if you've got 9 of the 10, I used to read this for you a lot, divine feminine, but now you're just like, I'm actually pretty good. I'm doing okay. Yes, I feel the sting of separation. Yes, I feel the pain that I'm going through, runners and chasers and all that kind of stuff. But by and large, the message that I'm hearing from you is that you just want to focus on moving forward. You don't want to be thinking about them every day. You don't want to be worrying what they're doing, where they're going, what they're up to. You just want to get busy with getting you to where you need to be so that you can eventually move into harmonious unions, right? So if that's 9 pentacles, this is what the 10th pentacle looks like. Harmonious union. He doesn't have it. So the advice from Spirit is to understand that it's something that's missing in their world, and the work that needs to be done to bring it into alignment has begun. Look at that. See? The page has got the 10th pentacle. But he's a page. He's got work to do to finally bring it over to the point where the 9 turns into the 10. But Spirit is saying the 10th pentacle is in the room. It's not on the board. We haven't had it, but it's Spirit has done it from the bottom of the deck to say the 10th pentacle is in the room. He has begun the work that needs to happen to turn this all around. Speaking of turning it all around, what have we got here? The Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So the Wheel of Fortune in the upright really does represent that 180 turn in what's happening between these two. So as a likely outcome, as the divine masculine gets on board with moving in the right direction of learning and growing, ascending, and divine feminine gets very, very focused on creating the void, focusing on herself instead of focusing on him, guess what it does? It turns them around, gets them facing the other direction. So instead of running away from you where you feel like you need to chase, suddenly they're turned around, and it does flip the runner chaser dynamic. But really, divine feminine, what we want you to do is stand still and let them turn and meet you, because essentially you don't want this to turn into that he then has to fill the whole gap, because then you run through a whole different cycle of events. This is why I say you don't need to forget about them, you just have to stop filling the void for them. Both of you want to be face to face, stand and deliver, filling this space between you together. This is what we want in the middle of that void. We don't want the separations. We want you two in the void, filling it together in a stable, harmonious union. So it's not to turn and run and like see how, like, just stand and hold your ground. If you feel pain, feel the pain, cry. If you get angry, punch a pillow, feel what you've got to feel, but don't fill the gap for the divine masculine. So if you feel the pain, let the pain release, cry it out until the energy disperses, and then go, what am I focusing on now? What's the next piece of the puzzle? Do I need to meditate? Is there a sign from the universe? Keep a journal of all this stuff. My gosh, my journals, when I look back over it, like all the pieces coming together, telling me exactly what to do, blow my mind. It's incredible. So feel your pain, cry it out if you need to. Talk, reach out to me on YouTube, message. I'm having great conversations with twins, and so many are feeling the same. Your story is being shared by a bunch of other people, and let's all connect and support each other as we go through this challenging time. So if you need someone to talk to, message. I'm more than happy to help get you through the moment so that you can get through the moment, let the energy release, and then get back on track with your journey to abundance and ascension. Righto, let's just draw as we wrap this up 3 quick cards from our Divine Love Oracle. I'm just going to choose them at random. Oh, Divine Feminine, look, can't even make that up. See this? Suffering is optional. Suffering is optional. What was I just saying? You don't have to stay in the pain. Feel the pain and let the pain release. So if you've got to cry, cry till the tears are gone, and then reach out, lift yourself up, talk to people, get support, and then get back on with mission. Because this is the stuff that stops the suffering, right? Getting on mission, learning as much as you can about this journey, like here, is what stops the suffering. I can't even make that up. I'm blown away that card come out. That's awesome. What have we got? One more. Helping hand. I have drawn this relentlessly. Again, can't make this up. If you are in pain, and you need support, lean on the collective. There are twin flame groups. There are, send me a message. Send me a message. I respond to everything that comes through, and my twin Ricky, he gets on board too and answers it from the divine masculine point of view. We're here to help. We want to share with you what we know to be able to take you out of the worst of the pain. And on the other side of the veil, you have guides and angels just ready and waiting to be deployed, but they need you to ask them to help. They need you to ask them to step in. So get into meditation, spend some time with your guides and angels, and ask for help. I swear this card has been coming out relentlessly in these readings over the past few weeks, because the energies have been so intense, and it is time for divine feminines to look after each other, and divine masculine if you're listening too. Like this, I'm just reading from the perspective of divine feminine because that's who I connect with the most, with who I've talked to the most. But reach out. Reach out. Support is there for you. Let's grab one more card as a final message. Oh, look, this. See, I want to tell you this. Sacred geometry. Now, this card is important, and I don't know, like here, I keep coming back to this one because why sacred geometry is important is in this place of the void, right? Every thought, feeling, emotion, action, every single thing that you do, every breath that you take is a biophonetic force that is playing out on the void around you. So it is busy. Like it looks like there's nothing there, but in between this space, every thought, feeling, action, emotion is creating shapes, right? It's creating structures that build the reality around you. So what you build in this void, if what you're sending into that is all I'm alone, I'm not loved, I'm not worthy, if you're sending all of that and going, where has he gone? He's lost from me, I'll never get him back. Like if you're feeling this void with those kinds of thoughts, feelings, and notions, like the geometry that's being built around it is going to keep you out of union. So this is why I say hold the thought of your union in your mind, absolutely, and then get busy learning. Get busy learning on what these journeys are about, because the geometry that's going to be built in the space then is going to set the stage for divine unions. Big concept. This is where science and spirit and twin flame, this is where they all collide in the void and with sacred geometry. Now there's Dr. Emoto. Oh, what's his other name? But he does these brilliant experiments with freezing water and applying forces upon them to show you the power and the impact of words, thoughts, and sounds upon, and like humans, we're energy and we're water, and he's shown through his experiments the power of thoughts and words upon water. We're energy is what, like the effect on it all is so intense. If you can understand the power of the void between you and what happens with sacred geometry, you'll get so much closer to a vital puzzle piece that helps bring harmonious unions together. And I know that's a lot, and look, I've been on this journey since about 2013, so I've studied and studied and studied. You know, when I finally figured out that my obsession had to become the journey, not the person, the tangents that I've been down and the downloads that I've had from spirit in understanding how these unions finally get to come about into a harmonious space. And the power of this void, I'm going to keep talking about the power of the void and standing your ground, holding a really true, detached energy, but a loving energy towards your union, how that will change your reality. It's a powerful thing. That's pretty much, I could go on and on and on and on and on. It's a really intense concept, and one that I intend to explore further, but in other readings and things that I share online. Like I share on like Facebook and Instagram little snapshots of information about things that are related more to higher consciousness, and how science and spirit and the twin flame journey all interact. And this Divine Love Oracle really does dive into a lot of what I've learned about where they all intersect. So that's why I bring these into my reading, to try and share what I know so far and what helped bring me into harmonious union. So that's my reading for today. if you've liked the way that I deliver information and you'd like to like, share, subscribe, I would appreciate it so much. And thank you so much to the people who've been doing that for us. Like, I know we're just starting and we're a small little, but like, I'm so grateful for every single person who contributes and supports. Share. I really want to help people. So every time I feel like I've helped someone, I get such a buzz. So thank you to anyone so far who's participated in that process. And I've really loved connecting with you via Messenger and in Facebook groups and here on YouTube. So if you've listened this far, thank you so very much. And I'll keep my finger on the pulse of energy readings and continue to upload. Hope you'll join me again. Till then, take care of you, absolutely, in faith, hope, and love. It's bye from me for now.